Hello and welcome to the audio newsletter for the 7th of June 2023, presented by myself, Sarah, and Michelle.
In Warren Clark's CEO message this edition, he unfortunately had to be the bearer of bad tidings, letting those who are not already aware know that the cost of operating a road transport business continues to climb.
The recent road user charge hike wasn't unexpected despite best efforts to minimize it, and being subject to global factors such as the high price of fuel are things that refuse to go away.
NatRoad members can be assured, though, that through the discounts available with the Ample partnership, the pain can be eased.
Regretfully, however, the rising cost of workers' compensation insurance is a hit when businesses can least afford it. In New South Wales, the state government moved to limit the average workers' compensation insurance premium increase to 8% instead of the 22% rise under consideration a couple of months ago.
In Victoria, the government is increasing both the premium rate and premium cap that previously limited increases following claims. This lifting of the cap from 30 to 75% is a real kicker. It could produce massive costs for any business where a number of employee claims have been lodged.
Workers' compensation is one overhead that's impossible to avoid. The best thing a business can do is to look to pass on costs where possible and find savings in other areas.
A quick reminder that your NatRoad membership fee could be tax deductible. Please talk to your tax agent to see if this applies to you, and let us know if you need a copy of your paid invoice.
The recent federal budget contained a hidden sting for heavy vehicle operators. You may be aware that the Commonwealth operates a program called the Product Stewardship for Oil, PSO, to encourage environmentally sustainable management of used oil. Under the program, a levy is collected on all petroleum-based oil or their synthetic equivalents produced in or imported into Australia. This levy funds recyclers of used oil.
Buried deep in the budget papers was an announcement that the PSO levy would be increased by 5.7 cents from 1 July 2023, rising from 8.5 cents to 14.2 cents per litre for specific oils and greases. The government claims it is increasing the duties to make the scheme more sustainable.
While the dollar amount is small, this is a 67% increase and another cost that must be recovered from customers. NatRoad expects the rise to take effect from 1 July 2023, but only after it is passed by the Parliament. Existing legislation needs to be amended, and this has been referred to the Senate Environment and Communications Legislation Committee for inquiry.
In March 2019, the Australian Tax Office clarified that superannuation is payable on annual leave loading. As usual with tax issues, though, it's complicated. According to the ATO, if leave loading is granted under a specific award or enterprise agreement and isn't tied to a worker's ability to work overtime, it's classified as ordinary time earnings, OTE, and therefore is subject to superannuation.
This clarification has significant implications for the road transport industry, where it's common for workers to receive leave loading as part of their compensation. For instance, under the Road Transport and Distribution Award 2020, workers are entitled to an annual leave loading of 17.5%. Before the ATO's clarification, there was some uncertainty about whether this was considered OTE, but now we know if the leave loading isn't directly linked to lost overtime opportunities, superannuation must be paid on it.
However, there's a caveat. If you can demonstrate that the annual leave loading is compensation for a missed opportunity to earn overtime, it's excluded from OTE and isn't subject to superannuation. So if an employee's contract explicitly states that the leave loading is for lost overtime opportunities, it won't attract superannuation.
This highlights the importance of clear documentation. To avoid disputes, ensure the reason for leave loading is explicitly defined in employee contracts or enterprise agreements. If the ATO questions your superannuation payments, having this evidence can support your claim that the leave loading is or isn't tied to overtime work.
For more details on this complicated issue, see your email newsletter or the full article on our website. Alternatively, feel free to give us a call to speak to one of our advisors.
Women in Transport and Logistics can now apply for a Leadership Development Scholarship from Women and Leadership Australia. Providing world-class leadership development programs for women at all stages of their careers, Women in Leadership Australia brings together the latest in leadership theory and practice with a focus on applied learning, building networks, and a flexible part-time delivery to fit in with your schedule. Scholarships are now available through Women in Australia and Leadership Australia to encourage more women to enhance their impact at work and beyond, and to support the development of women leaders at all levels.
Partial scholarships of $1,000 to $5,000 will support participation in one of 4 courses designed for women in non-leadership roles through to senior leaders. Apply by 31 July 2023 or find out more by clicking the link in your newsletter or checking the corresponding website article.
Managing excessive annual leave balances can be complex, but combining practical steps with control measures can streamline the process. NatRoad has a full guide in our member resources, but here are some of the steps.
First, develop a comprehensive communication and education strategy for employees, emphasizing the importance of regular leave, the consequences of excessive accumulation, and the details of your company's leave policies. This strategy should comply with the Fair Work Act.
Implement a robust leave management system that monitors leave balances to catch excessive accruals early and alerts when balances exceed a specified range. This system should encourage regular leave and may consider incentives to maintain leave balances within the desired range.
Proactively plan and schedule leave during periods of low business activity. This should be done by initiating leave planning conversations with employees, ensuring they understand the benefits and requirements of regular leave.
If an employee's leave balance becomes excessive, direct them to take leave, providing at least 8 weeks' notice. This directive should align with your company's leave policies and the Fair Work Act.
Consider offering annual leave cash-out options if the award or agreement allows. This can effectively manage excessive balances and incentivize employees to maintain a reasonable leave balance.
Lastly, continually monitor leave balances and review strategies to ensure that your approach to managing leave is effective and compliant with all relevant regulations and agreements.
By following these steps, you can effectively manage excessive annual leave, promoting productivity, business continuity, and employee well-being. See our website article for more in-depth information about what you can do and full examples.
Navigating sick leave, especially for non-work related illness or injuries, can be challenging. Here are some practical ways to effectively manage sick leave in your business.
Understand the basics about what your employees are entitled to and protected by.
Manage long-term absences by taking proactive measures and using good communication with the absent employee, as well as HR.
Maintain contact regularly through phone calls and emails to show support and interest in their well-being.
Engage a replacement employee on a casual or temporary basis if the absence is for a defined period, ensuring clear communication about the interim arrangements to avoid creating misunderstandings.
When the employee is ready to return to work, support their transition by considering a phased return, adjusting duties, or providing necessary equipment.
Termination due to long-term sickness should be a last resort and requires careful consideration. Seek legal advice before terminating to avoid potential unfair dismissal or discrimination claims.
And remember that every situation is unique and handling each case with care and consideration is essential. By understanding your obligations and maintaining open communication, you can effectively manage sick leave in your business. For more details and information, please see NatRoad's fact sheet on the member resources page under Managing Your Employees or the email link in your newsletter.
As always, if you have any questions or queries regarding items in this newsletter, please do not hesitate to contact us at 1-800-272-144 or email info@natroad.com.au. And thank you to the NatRoad partner Teletrack Navman for sponsoring this newsletter.